Are you tired of spending hundreds, sometimes thousands of pounds on tattoo machines and you wish you could get them cheaper? Well, I managed to get one from Wish for the eye-watering sum of £9 British. So I ordered it, I waited and waited some more, and it finally came, and I'm about to show you exactly what I received. Hey everyone, welcome to this video, and today's video was supposed to be a comparison against a genuine Cheyenne Hawk pen against a cloned counterpart from Wish. And I managed to find one on Wish and I ordered it for £9. I waited about 3 weeks, and then when it came I realised that a comparison against a genuine Cheyenne pen wasn't going to be possible. The reason being, when the package came, I received this. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realise that whatever's in this box, I can't do this. It doesn't take a genius. I can't. No, it doesn't take. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. It doesn't take a genius to work out that what's in this box isn't a Cheyenne pen or even a clone, just with the size of it. So I had to scrap the original idea of the video and just go with a review of what's ever in this box. So let's get rid of the Cheyenne for now. And take a look at exactly what I received. So this cost me £9 from wish.com. It's fresh from China. You can see there's been no expense spared with the packaging. So let's just get straight into it. Now, this little beauty is the tattoo machine I received. And So not to waste my £9, I've decided to do a review on it anyway. As you can see, it's not a pen clone, which I ordered. It is a tattoo machine, but it's definitely not a pen clone. You've gotta love China. On with the video. So what I'm gonna do is an unboxing comparison to show you exactly what you get when you order something from a reputable machine builder against somewhere like Wish or probably Amazon or eBay. I'm also going to be covering the features on this. I'm going to be covering the specs on it. I'm going to do a performance test, and then I'm going to set it up and see how it runs. And then I'm finally going to give my conclusion and my final thoughts on this machine. So with all that said, guys, we can finally move on because we survived the intro. If you are still watching, smash that like button to let me know that you're still here. And let's get straight into the unboxing. Okay guys, as you can see, no expense has been spared on the packaging. The box could probably be used to transport a small animal like a mouse, as it's got plenty of gaps for breathing holes. They've also labelled the box with a stylish black sticker, which slightly ruins the surprise because it pre-warned you what colour the machine that you didn't order is going to be. As an extra token of the seller's gratitude, they've also thrown in one singular grommet to really help kickstart your tattoo career. Now, in stark contrast to this is the kind of thing you can expect from a reputable machine maker. So obviously this is a genuine Cheyenne Hawk pen. First we've got the box, which unfortunately isn't going to provide breathing allowance for your pet rodent, but it does contain the machine, a signed off parts checklist, a repair warranty booklet, holding tray, user manual, product catalogue. It even contains a selection of premium cartridges, and they also come with the correct power cables. So now let's delve a little deeper and take a closer look at the actual machine. Now, I weighed this machine and it weighs just 2 ounces, which is actually super light for a machine. The motor is housed inside metal casing on the back of the machine. There's a cam system which the needle bar attaches to. There's a wing nut style tube clamp, and finally it's clip cord style connectors on the back. So now let's take a look at the specs of the machine. So on with the specifications. Well, I'm sorry guys, we can't look at the specs because this machine didn't come with any user manual. We don't know the maximum or minimum voltage. We don't know the cycles per second it runs at. We don't know cycles per minute. We haven't got a stitch count. We literally don't know anything about this machine. So if you were to use one of these machines, it'd be a lot of trial and error trying to work out what it's running at for shading, for lining, etc. So not to be defeated, let's just set up the machine. So not to be defeated by that, I'm just going to set the machine up now, see how it runs and give it a performance test. So the first thing we do with this is set it up like any other machine this sort of style, and we'd take our grip, we'd take our needle, drop it in the grip there, feed it through the clamp and attach the needle bar to the grommet there. Now as we're placing the actual elastic band, with the shape and style of this machine, it just seemed that if I put the band below the clipcord connectors it seemed too low, and if I put it above the clipcord connectors it seemed too high. So I went for a happy medium and crossed it over, and then I just got enough tension on there to hold that needle bar in place. If you don't know why we use elastic bands, I do cover this in another video and I'll stick that card up on the screen. You can click that and you can watch it at the end of this video. So I'm just setting my needle depth there, everything's looking nice, I've tightened up the clamp and the machine's ready to go. So the power supply was actually set to 9 volts when I started this machine, and this is what happened. Now it doesn't take a mastermind to know that this machine sounds absolutely horrendous. It sounds like someone's actually trying to kill it. So I did a few tests with the voltage, running it up and running it down. The maximum volts that I ran this machine at was 13 volts. And take a listen to this at 13 volts. Absolutely insane. I mean, we all love the sound of a tattoo coil machine, but I think this would just straight scare your clients out of the studio door. Now, another thing that I did notice with this was the vibration through my hand. The machine was vibrating ridiculous amounts. I mean, this is a rotary machine, don't forget, and rotary machines in general have a lot less vibration than coil machines, which is one of the massive plus points to a rotary machine, because it can massively reduce your chances of getting vibration white finger, carpal tunnel, repetitive strain injury and things like this. This machine, just holding it for the couple of minutes that I did, I could feel it really vibrating all the way through my hand. I can only imagine how it'd feel holding this for like a 6-hour session, and I genuinely don't know what would hurt more, your hand or your ears. There's also the fact that this machine, it comes to a slow stop and it stops the needle seemingly wherever it wants to. Most modern machines now have an auto retract, which means when you turn the power off, the needle automatically goes into the utmost position, which basically tucks it away inside the tube, so you can massively reduce needle stick injuries. And you can see with this, I'm turning the power on and off and it's just stopping where it likes. But without a shadow of a doubt, my biggest concern about this machine is the amount of movement which is on the needle bar. Now, the elastic band is helping the needle sit to the back of the tip, but there's sideways movement on this, and it's just because the sheer width of the cam, and it's really throwing that needle bar left to right really fast. If I pulse the power, you can actually see it on the video there, just how much vibration is in that left and right movement. And then it only gets worse as you go up the needle bar. I've got to be honest, I've never known a machine which makes a needle bar vibrate this much. And again, most modern machines or branded ones, even older branded ones, you just don't get this from them. With likes of the Dragonfly X2 or the Stingray X2, they have a complete linear up-down motion. They don't have none of this big old cam throwing the needle bar left and right hundreds of times a second. So to give a clearer image of what's actually going on here, I turn the volts right the way down to 1 volt. To slow the machine right down, and you can actually see just how much movement's on that. Believe me, if you use this machine for delicate line work or script, you are going to have one funky looking tattoo. And finally, another thing that I noticed was the fact that the machine has only been running probably for a few minutes whilst I've just been doing these tests, and the back of it, where the casing is for the motor, is really hot. And machines, they do warm up slightly. My Cheyenne Pen It'll have a slight warmth to it after about 6 hours, and I mean a slight warmth. But this feels like the oven's just been turned off. It's really, really hot on the back there. As for longevity of the motor, I think after a few hours running, it's just going to melt the inners of it anyway. So now it's time for my personal thoughts and conclusion for my £9 Wish tattoo machine. Well, there's that thing where people say, you know, spending loads and loads of money on tattoo machines, it's just a rip-off, and cheap ones do exactly the same job and this and that. And I do get it. Jokes aside, I do get it when people say they're on a budget and, you know, they can't afford hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds for a tattoo machine. I do get that. Personally, for me, I wouldn't use one of these. Certainly not to tattoo someone. If you were using them to get the feel of a tattoo machine, maybe, you know, if you were just using on practice pads and you just wanted the feel of one in your hand for the first time, and you didn't have any money, so, you know, you was on a budget, then, yeah, maybe you could get away with using them, but I would not, and underline, capital letters, not use one of these on humans. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, the vibration through this machine, when I did the test on it, the jokes aside, the vibration through this was absolutely ridiculous. For a rotary machine as well, I've never felt anything like it. It vibrated more than any coil machine I've ever used. It was insane. And then, just as I've just shown you in the video, the wobble from the needle, doing anything like fine script or anything like that with this, you'd just be a nightmare, and the results would be terrible. And just another thing that I did notice on it as well was the fact that the finish on it, there's just been no care and effort. And I suppose for £9, what do you want? But I thought to start with, because it was that bad, the finish on it, I thought it was some sort of writing that I'd missed out. You know, just some little touch on it, and it wasn't. It was just a really, really bad finish on the metal, all around the clamp there, and then all around the sides of the machine. It's just all rough. It is what it is. It's just been thrown together in a factory in China and just been spat out on Wish, and that's basically the long and short of it. You can still buy a decent quality machine that isn't, you know, high-end. You can get a low-end branded machine, probably starting at about £200, something like that. So what I would say is, if you're serious about tattooing and you want to make a career of it, then I'd definitely start saving, invest in something a little bit better than Wish or Amazon or eBay. And also as well, the fact that if you've never used a branded machine, a quality machine, or a well-built machine, and then you jump into something like this, and this is the only point of reference you got, and you think all machines work like this, it's probably going to put you off for life. I know it would me, because I'd just be like, I just can't get the hang of this, and that's just not the case. And the difference between using a branded machine, a well-built machine, and something like this that's just been thrown together in a factory, the difference is night and day. You can't even compare the two because the difference is that big. Would I be able to do a tattoo with one of these? If my life depended on it, I could. So could any other tattooist. I'm sure any other tattooist watching this saying, you know, yeah, I could do a tattoo with it. Would I want to do a tattoo with it? Absolutely not. And aside that fact as well, I don't know how long this would last. I mean, my Cheyenne Hawk Pen, I think I'm on my third one in about 6 years now, something like that. But we're talking that's running 5 days a week, sometimes 6 hours, 8 hours a day. And they just keep going and going. And a Cheyenne Hawk Pen will probably last in a busy studio. You probably get about 2 years out of it before it actually dies. With these, I'm not even joking when I say you probably get about 2 hours out of it before it dies, if that, because it heated up quite a bit on the back there. My final thoughts are, don't buy these guys. Absolute garbage, just a complete waste of money, and it might seem attractive at the time, you know, just because of the price of them, and you can get all different ones, different styles, this and that, and as well as that, it's clearly pot luck as well, what's actually going to come through the post, because like I say, I ordered a Cheyenne pen and I received this. So yeah, my advice would be, try and save up a little bit more and get something that's reputable from a reputable supplier. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, guys. If you did like it, it means the world to me. If you just take a second out right now and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have already, don't forget to click the notification bell, then you can stay up to date with all my latest uploads. With all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.